Hey everybody, my name is Sharon Quinn and I'm also known as the original runway diva, and you are watching Model Behavior. Class is officially in session. Today my guest lecturer is Ebbe Bassey. Ebbe is the writer, executive producer, and lead actress in the short film City Okofu, Mending Fences. I hope I did that right. Through her production company, 10 Wembley Productions, which explores the themes of love, family bonds, same-sex parenting, and female gender mutilation in Nigeria. Welcome, Ebbe Bassey, to Model Behavior.
Hi.
Did I say that? I don't know. I boxed that up. Say it for me.
So if I were to say it, it would be City Okofu.
City Okofu.
Perfect.
Yeah, I couldn't do it when I was on camera though. Okay. Now, you know, I'm gonna try so hard not to call you by the little nickname I gave you, Ebbe.
Yes.
So now you do a lot of things. You're an actress. You're not a model. I'm sorry. I'm so used to talking to models. You're an actress,
right?
Producer,
Yes,
writer.
yes,
so tell me
yes,
about.
yes. And also, I work for Customs and Border Protection.
I didn't know that.
21 years.
Okay.
I gotta pay some bills, girl.
I did not know that.
This thing don't pay no bills. I mean, it's great. It's my passion. I love it. But girl, I gotta pay my rent.
Okay, we're gonna come back
talk about
to that.
But
Okay.
don't try sneaking out no brown packages. I don't know you.
No, I don't do brown packages. I'm not sneaking in nothing at this point. Let me just say that. Now I think I read on your bio that you were one of the co-founders of the Tupakweli theater company?
Myself, Michael Ely, who's now gone on to Fabulous.
That's how I met all these people.
Yes, Fabulousness, and Curtis Cook, who is also gone on to Fabulous stuff.
And Adenrele was in Tupakweli?
Adenrele was in it. So many of us. Q was in it. De Toro. So many of us.
Now, is that
Marquise Harris?
God.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember Marquise.
Yes, girl. Tall, cold drink of water.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I digress.
We digress.
So is Tupakweli still around?
No, not active at the moment. You know, everyone's out doing stuff. You know, the original intention was for everyone to go out, do stuff, and then come back together. But life happens, you know.
How long have you been acting, Ebbe?
Oh, gosh. Since '98, actually, Adenrele and I met at acting school. We went to William Esper's studio, so that's how we met. And she just kind of brought me into the fold. I just started acting out of nowhere. Like, I just fell into it. I don't even know how I found out about Backstage magazine. I just started reading it. And at the time, I just got here and I was just right off, you know, came in from Nigeria. And I just thought, oh, I have an accent. I'm too big. I'm too fat. Look at all the girls on the television. They are so skinny, you know? And one day I picked up Backstage magazine and they had a play in there and it was a Nigerian play. And I said, hey, this one I can do. I can do this one. So, so I know nothing about monologues. I know nothing about headshots. I just took a picture I had, glamour shot when I thought I was going to model. So my father indulged my stupidity. And we took this picture. I had this little black and gold wrap, bright red lipstick just like this, and that was me. You would have died. I take this with me. At the time, black and white was the picture. This is color, big red pout. Had my African wrap on. I show up there with my Chinua Achebe Things Fall Apart. Held my book, read my monologue, and I was done. And the guy goes, so where have you acted before? I was acting in Africa. I got the role.
Oh, they gave it to
They gave it to me. And it so happened that the girl that was playing the lead was out sick. So they were like, you know, hey, you can play the part. But then she came back. And so I ended up being in the play. But that was my first acting role, my first acting role.
Did you get paid for that? I'm just curious.
No, I didn't. It was like off. I mean, it fell off the ledge of Broadway, but.
So that experience, did the light go off and you're like, oh?
Yeah, that sparked an interest, but still I didn't do it. So I was dating, you know, Ernie Hudson. Winston. Not dating him. Oh, Lord, let me get that straight.
Okay,
dating his son. Lord, this is how rumors start. So I was dating his son, and he was a filmmaker, and he said to me one day, he goes, has customs been something you always wanted to do? Like, I mean, who just says they want to be a customs officer. Like, nobody does that. Like, what's your passion? What turns you on? So I just kind of whispered. I was like, I always wanted to be an actress. He goes, then say it, own this thing, like, do it. I said, I don't know how to start. So he took me to William Esper. They had a summer intensive, did it, got invited back for the first year, got invited back for the second year, and something I just wanted to just do because it's just something I wanted to do for fun turned out to be.
And you said you was, did I read that you said you were studying method acting?
Yeah, William Esper's
Explain what that
all about. Listen, method acting is about listening and reacting, responding truthfully and listening fully, intently, not hearing. There's a difference between when you're hearing something and when you are listening. You're listening with your heart and your true gut reaction, living truthfully in that moment and reacting with your visceral, your gut, with your everything, being organic and authentic
So that
in
would be-
every moment.
That would be, because this just, it sticks out in my mind.
And Meisner doesn't depend also on stuff that happened to you in the past. It depends on your imagination. You never run out of imagination. You know, it's not sense memory. It's about using your imagination and placing yourself in that situation and really living it.
Like Viola Davis did in Fences when she did
Yes,
that scene
ma'am.
with that snot coming
Girl,
down
that
her nose.
snot is
I was sitting there
perpetual.
going, I'm sitting here, I am riveted to this screen, and I'm not distracted by these boogers. I cannot believe this.
Because it's like when you're dealing with people in real life. If
This is
some
how it
real
goes.
stuff is happening, you ain't going, girl, that booger. You're thinking, oh, how can I? Oh Lord, like you want to help, you want to reach
And that's
out.
exactly how I was
yeah,
like, oh
they
my
touch your
God.
spirit. You know what I mean?
So how hard is it to, because you got, I mean, that you got to dig down deep
Absolutely.
to pull that out. So everybody
Absolutely.
can't,
Absolutely.
and that's probably why we got so many failed actors out there, because everybody can't give you that.
You have to spend time with yourself and with that character, and you cannot divorce yourself from that character. You can't be you here and no, you have to wear it like second skin because you have to feel what they
So
feel.
you have to become the character.
Yes, you have to
when you're
put it
working
on.
it.
Some actors start working on stuff from the outside by putting on the costume and they feel it through that. And some people start their work on the inside. You have to work on the psychology of this person. They're not going to give you everything in a script. You know, sometimes you have to build a background for your character and why they would do this. How do they feel about their mother?
And it doesn't have to be anything that's true. It's just something so that you can get the reaction
right.
and the feelings.
Yes,
that you need. Okay.
yes. Like, okay, they say this is your husband, but in the script they don't tell you. How did you meet? What was the first thing he gave you on your anniversary? What's the thing he ever said to you that hurt you the most? You know, you have to create all those background stories for yourself. You know, how was your parents' relationship? Because that can inform your relationship with your husband. So it's a lot of bricks that have to be laid foundationally in order for you to build a character on top of that. Otherwise, you're just spouting lines. But those lines have to have where they're coming from. And it can't be from the writer. It has to come from you and the reason why. Why are you saying this line right now, this minute, to this person?
Wow.
And what do you hope to get from that person? What is your intention? And what is your reasoning? How long have you known them? What do they mean to you? And when they say a line to you, you have to think, what does that mean to me? What are they actually saying to me? It's about the subtext. I can say good morning to you, but it's not good morning. It could be good morning. And I put a little, but
would you?
right, exactly. Good morning can be said 5, 6
absolutely
different
right.
ways. But if you don't do the work before you come on the set,
So
it has no meaning.
Do you teach? Because
No.
you should teach.
Ah.
Because you just explained that, and you explained it to me so that it really made
Yeah,
sense to me.
everything you do has to have meaning. You don't just move this cup because you want to move this cup. You have to have a reason why you're moving the cup. You know, even if, and you can never be an actor that's in a scene and not have something to do. It doesn't mean just physical stuff. I'm just flipping the paper because I'm flipping the paper because I have nothing else to do in this scene. Every scene, even when you're looking at that person, you're doing something. Because in your mind, it's like, who this person is to you will resonate as you listen to them talking. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You should teach. 'Cause I can see kids just being drawn. Not even kids, but people in general. Because method acting sounds really hard, and it is hard.
It is very hard.
But you
just
made it sound simple. You just explained it.
You pretty much have to be like a child. You know, you realize with children they react like that. You know, they're happy, if they're sad, if it just, you have to be open. You have to be open. You can't be an actor and think. You can't be in your head. You have to be here. You have to be here. How do you feel? How do I feel? Whenever somebody's talking to you, how do I feel about that? Even if it's like they say, I love you, how do I feel about that? Even if they say, go yourself, how do I feel about that?
And
you know,
that should go into
it's constant.
every line that
yes,
you're doing.
it's constant.
You're asking yourself these questions.
How are you feeling about that? What they said to you, you know? What does it bring out of you? Does it bring joy? Does it bring confusion? Are you sad? Are you, scared? Are you confused? Because in real life, that's how we are. That's how we are.
Why do you think you're so passionate about acting?
Gosh, it's just always been, since I was knee-high to the grass, like, how do you people in America say that?
That was good. That was good.
It's very good. You take it. It's okay. I go back to being American.
Okay. I get this in my house. Let me tell you this, okay? Just so you know.
It's a love. It's a love. It's something I've always loved. I can't...
and you did stuff in Africa, too?
My grandmother had to have someone babysit me, so that was, you go to acting class, you go and dance, go and sing, go and do something with yourself.
Cannot. Oh, my God.
That's what she did. My grandmother, if my grandmother were born in this country, she would have been like Helen Hayes or, or Judi Dench, that woman. But it matters where you were born. It matters. Because if you were born in the wrong place, I don't care what skills you have. If you're not in the right place, you can't use it. My father was a great soccer player. We call it football. You people, I don't know why you call it soccer, but then you call the one you run with your hands football. That makes no sense. You run with your hand, you only kick it once with your feet through a big pole that stands up instead of down on the floor, but I'm African, so anyway. My father was a great, great soccer player, but he was born in Nigeria at a time where people weren't making money playing soccer. Your mother pushed you to go to school for engineering, lawyer, doctor, because you had to come and help take care of these kids, help. You were your parents' retirement plan. So when my father wanted to play soccer, my grandmother was like, she beat the living, no, go to school, go to school, go to school. But if my father had been born here, it would have been great. But so my grandmother had a love for singing and for performance, Mm-hmm. And when I had my first performance in school, God, she made me rehearse this, and I had to perform it exactly like it was going to be. And if I did not get it right, boy, she had the, start again. And do you know the first song I sang in church? Roll Rugged Cross. On a hill.
You had to sing that over and over again?
And then this was it. I had to stand straight. On the hill far away. She made me do this.
Oh.
I'm like 7 years old here, okay? So it started with her. She put all of us in a choir, all of us in a church play, and I was the only one of all of the grandkids that kept it going. I never stopped.
She gave you a work ethic.
Yes.
That you probably wouldn't have had had she not done that. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
So tell me about Siri Okofu. I know I'm messing that up.
That's all right. That's all right. So, Serial Crawford came out of desperation.
Okay.
Because sometimes as an actor, even if you have an agent, it doesn't mean you're working, you know? It doesn't mean that phone is ringing off the hook or, you know, you're getting out there and busting out doors and stuff. Sometimes you just have to create work for yourself, and so that's where it came from. I got tired of waiting. I'm like, I have to control some part of this for myself, you know? And a lot of times it's not the stuff that you go out for that you care for particularly. So you think to yourself, I can create work for myself. Well, I thought to myself, there are a lot of actors that sit and wait for that phone call. And then there are people like me that are like, well, look, I can sit and wait, but I could also be doing something else. And so I wrote it. I took money out of my 401k. Thank you, Jesus, for that regular old job.
No, that's right.
And I got a crew together, and we made it happen. And I wanted to talk about something that I know. I talk about, you know, African attitude towards things that may happen in this country and be like, oh, passé, but where I'm from, it's not. For instance, acting just really picked up in Africa, in Nigeria right now. And it used to be if you were an actress, you were tantamount to a prostitute.
Really?
If you smoked as a woman, you were tantamount to a prostitute. If you drank liquor, you were tantamount to a prostitute. If you wore a red dress, you were a prostitute. I graduated from when I got my associates in about 1994. I wanted to wear a red dress. My father was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Red dress? What is that? No, no. Crazy. But, you know, but now they have Nollywood, and Nollywood has exploded everywhere.
That's what they call Nigerian movies.
Yes,
Nollywood.
Nollywood. Yeah, Bollywood, Nollywood, Hollywood.
Y'all movies are funny. I'm gonna just tell
Crazy.
you. I've seen a couple. Y'all are funny.
Yes,
Y'all are funny.
it's there. It's there.
It's some interesting stuff.
And
You will be entertained, if nothing else.
third richest, third largest, you know, film industry.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They are making that bank, okay? Cha-ching, cha-ching, ching.
I'm not
They're
even
on YouTube. There's Iroko TV. I mean, people are subscribing. And do you know more Americans, more African Americans and
Because
Caribbeans?
It's funny.
Yeah. Whereas we Nigerians are like, oh,
It is funny.
God, why? You know, but it's hilarious, most of it. They're getting better.
Yes.
Getting
I'm
better.
not going to lie. It's some of the worst acting I've ever
Yes,
seen.
yes. I should probably go there and start a school.
But it's funny.
It's crazy, yeah.
Now, I don't want to run out of time, so I want to talk. I have some questions, mainly in that film, about this female.
Yes, gender mutilation. Yes.
What the hell is that?
Oh, wow.
And why? I mean, is that a religious thing? Why is that done?
Okay, so in my tribe, I barely missed this by the skin of my teeth, let me tell you. In my tribe, particularly, I would speak to my tribe. It happens all Ethiopia, Efik. I'm Efik, yeah, from a town called Calabar in Nigeria. So what happens is for you to cross into your womanhood, to be considered a full-fledged woman, they would put you in a room called Nkwo, and it's the fattening room. Because in my culture, if you didn't have at least 3 love handles, you were not marriage material, you didn't have childbearing hips, nobody finna look at you. Listen, if you weigh $110, nobody trying to think about you, honey. You need to eat. They would put you in there, massage your body with coconut oil and feed you, and you didn't do any physical work that's gonna make you shed the weight. They wanted you nice and supple and round because you're gonna get married. And prior to that, you go through something called mbubi, which means they will cut out your clitoris. Yes. Sorry, didn't mean to pop it at you like that, but yes, that's what happens. Now, in some cultures, not only do they take out your clitoris, they also sew your labia close. And so it does, yes.
Okay.
You want to drink some water?
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I got 2 questions. One, why are they cutting out your clitoris?
Some men probably thought too much libido was not good for a woman.
And then why sew it shut?
Well, because then that really proves you are a virgin. They have to bust through there. Yeah.
Yes. Wait a minute.
Yeah. this happens. It happens. It happens. There have been many girls who've killed themselves in Paris out of desperation.
And this is all men that are pushing for this to be done?
Women do it. Women advocate for this actually more so than men. But I'll give you a story. In Duluth, Georgia, when I wrote this script, I wrote my script in September. In October, a man in Georgia, an Ethiopian man, got arrested because he cut his daughter's clitoris with a scissor.
Oh my God.
Because he divorced his wife and the wife wanted the daughter raised more American. And he didn't want that. So when she dropped the kid off for a weekend visit to the dad, she did this to her child, to his child. And he got arrested for it. And the reason why I shot that here and didn't go home, I could have gone home to do it in a village and make it real, you know, African and all that. I didn't want to do that. I shot that here. I shot in Harlem and in the Bronx because I wanted people to know that it's not something happening in Africa somewhere. It's happening in Paris. It's happening in Germany. It's happening in the United States, happening all over, where people take their traditions with them where they are because they believe that this is how life is. This is the proper way a girl is raised. You know, because if you cut the clitoris off, you're impeding that girl's sexuality, and it's a way to control women. It's a way to subdue you and suppress you. And this is Women's History Month, so it's a topic that, you know. Yeah.
See, now my other question is, so the father that did this, can you fix something like that?
No.
Or is that it's permanent?
It's permanent.
So you no longer have that sort of sensation?
You would never derive pleasure through outward stimulation of your clitoris, but it does such a number on your spirit and your mental and your emotional health that even, you know, inner
stuff look like?
I know, it's quite an ordeal. In my culture, they do it around 13, you know, but in some cultures they do it younger, and sometimes they do it when you're a baby. But back then, in the ancient times, my grandmother's time, it was part of your marriage ceremony. So after that, after the female genital mutilation, and you go into the fattening room, the next thing was your debut. So they will put you on the shoulder of, you know, one of the big men, and they'll walk you around town with an, you know, big decorated umbrella, and your girls.
To make you think that this is a good thing to do.
Girls your age are dancing, the women are dancing, and letting people know that you were available to be married. So that was part of. Just like in certain cultures, the men go in the forest with older men and they get circumcised and then they go through a rite of passage. That was a rite of passage for women. But unfortunately, just like with men, which I think it's unnecessary, if you keep, and they're cutting off skin, right, but here you are cutting an active part of a woman's sexuality. And so I wanted to address that, and I also wanted to address, you know, same-sex relationships, how it is. So I put the two together. When I initially wrote it, it was just about the same-sex love and the disapproving sister and all. And my director, Heather, was like, yeah, we have that. Like, what makes that different? So I threw in the fact that he had a daughter, and that because of his lifestyle, his sister figured, well, let's at least could preserve this part of our culture since you want to live this old way. So I put those two things together, and we have Serial Kofu.
Was that well received?
It was, and especially at Rutgers University, they used it as a teaching tool, and a lot of those young girls didn't even know that this happens or that this is currently happening.
And you said that you narrowly escaped that.
My grandmother, and because of my father, actually. My father's lived here longer than he lived in Africa, and he told my grandmother, who raised me, she said, look, he said to her, you could raise her the way you raised me, but there's one thing you will not do. You will not do that to my daughter. Don't circumcise my daughter. So my grandmother thought of the clitoris as a joystick. So if I saw a guy and I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in a while. And see? You see? And she blamed any exuberance, any flirtation on that, And so if I wasn't sitting there doing this, hello, nice to meet you, it was, you see, if he would just let me get rid of it. I tell you, I always thank my father for giving me life, protecting my clitoris, and bringing me to the United States. Them 3 things, Sharon.
Do you have other
saved
siblings?
my life.
Do you have sisters?
Yeah, I have a stepsister. I have 5 brothers.
Has your stepsister gotten that done?
No,
Okay.
no.
That is, baby.
So I escaped that. We did my film, Saving Father, which is coming up about HIV and older people.
When does that come out?
Well, it's done. We just applied to American Black Film Festival, ABFF. So fingers crossed that will be our first showing, and we're gonna be all over. So hopefully I come back and we talk about that, because 39% of newly diagnosed cases of HIV/AIDS are people 50 and over.
All right, I'm gonna stop you. All right, that's interesting.
Yes.
We are just about out of time. I'd like to thank my guest, Ebbe Bassey, for sharing her industry knowledge with us today. Now, before I go, I'd like to leave you with a few thoughts. I want you to, 1, remember that you can't change the game until you first learn the game. Always surround yourself with positive people and positive things. Do what you love and love what you do. And lastly, be who you are, but be who you are tastefully. Always have some class about yourself. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. And if you missed an episode of Model Behavior, now you can view the previous episodes on our YouTube channel. Just Google Model Behavior with Sharon Quinn, and all of the previous episodes will come up. Thanks for watching Model Behavior, and I'll see you guys next week. Class is officially dismissed. Bye, y'all. I didn't know all this stuff about